Bonsoir, French 102 students. Welcome to your third video presentation for Chapitre 4. And the topic we'll be learning about in this video is les expressions avec avoir. Well, avoir is a verb you probably have learned a lot about already, even if you took French 101 or if you had multiple years of French in high school. You cannot escape the verb avoir. Avoir means to have. And so in this video, we'll learn about a few expressions, or you can see a lot of expressions where we use the verb avoir. And we have similar kinds of patterns in English. We have certain verbs where we use all kinds of words with them. If you were to go and look in a dictionary, for example, the verb get in English, you would see about 50 million different entries for that verb because it can be combined with so many other words and have so many different meanings. And French, avoir is kind of like one of those verbs. So in this first column here, we have avoir used to kind of describe ourselves physically. So we have avoir environ un, so basically to mean age, so to be around so many years old. So il a environ 25 ans, so he's about 25 years old. You could say avoir l'air, so it's kind of like having the air of something about you. It's to seem. So elle a l'air contente, so she seems to be happy. Contente would be happy in that case. Il a une barbe, une moustache, des lunettes. So we're describing somebody's physical appearance. He has a beard, a mustache, glasses. I can say about myself, j'ai les yeux bleus. So I have blue eyes. And just as a reminder from French 101 or previous French studies, adjectives almost always come after nouns in French. So the color blue is coming after the eyes. In English, I would say I have blue eyes. In French, j'ai les yeux bleus. So the color comes after that. Or j'ai les yeux verts. Okay, I can talk about my hair, les cheveux. Notice in French that in English, we talk about hair as a collective thing. We don't really count individual hairs, in some situations maybe. But in French, it's a plural noun. It's les cheveux. It's like saying lots of hairs. So, j'ai les cheveux longs. Yes, I would say me in this pandemic time, my hair is a lot longer than it used to be. J'ai les cheveux longs. I can also talk about the color of my hair. J'ai les cheveux longs et bruns, or j'ai les cheveux longs et bruns, marron. Lots of different words for brown there. So I can talk about the color of my hair in addition to how long it is. So I'm going to give you a moment here in the video. During this pause, you can write down this expression if you need to. Describe yourself in two ways. What color eyes do you have? How long is your hair? What color is your hair? Maybe two sentences you can use to describe yourself. Okay, so we can also see that we can use the verb avoir to describe yourself in other ways, kind of like your state of being, your situation. So I can say j'ai faim, and notice that this word faim, the M is silent at the end, but it also influences the vowel sound in the middle. It makes it nasal. M is a nasal sound in English. Nasal meaning that we sort of send air through our nasal passages to make that sound. So it's like faim, faim. Hey, you can actually kind of feel the sound going through your nose. Okay, so I could say j'ai faim maintenant parce que je vais dîner avec ma famille. So I am hungry right now because I'm going to have dinner with my family. Moi, j'ai faim. So I'm conjugating that verb avoir, and I'm saying that I'm hungry. J'ai faim. I could also say j'ai soif. Okay, I'm thirsty. I need something to drink. I can say j'ai froid. Hey, I am cold. So in French, you say I have cold, literally. And in English, you would say I am cold. It's just a slightly different way of saying it, but that is the same meaning. J'ai froid. Moi, j'ai toujours froid. I am always cold. Et pourquoi? Parce que c'est l'hiver, because it's winter. En hiver, j'ai toujours froid. In the winter, I'm always cold. Okay, I could say j'ai chaud in the summer. Maybe that's how I feel. J'ai raison. Okay, so if I'm having an argument with somebody, I might say j'ai raison et tu as tort. So, j'ai raison, I'm right. Tu as tort, you are wrong. Okay, I can be afraid of something. J'ai peur de quelque chose. To be afraid of something. J'ai peur des serpents. I'm afraid of snakes. Not really, that's just the first thing that came into my mind. J'ai sommeil. Oh, I'm sleepy. Okay, so at this point in the video, I'll ask you to say basically two things about how you feel. You could use any of those situations, like the ones I just described. You can write the sentences down first if that helps you. And so once the interaction pops up in the video, you can go ahead and say those two things about how you feel using the verb avoir. Okay. And you'll see down at the bottom of our slide here, we have a few other example sentences. So, mon fils a peur des chiens. Oh, my son basically has fear of dogs. A peur, has fear. He's afraid of dogs. Quel âge a-t-il? So, since we're asking a question here, we're using the inverted word order. You could also say, il a quel âge? So that would be he, il, a, has, quel âge, what age? So, quel âge a-t-il? And we put a T in the middle when we use the inverted form. Il a l'air très jeune. He seems to be very young, or he looks very young. And finally, tu as raison. You are right, or you have reason is the literal way of saying that. Il a 4 ans. Oh, he is 4 years old. He has 4 years. In English, we would use the verb to be. He is 4 years old. Okay, so this verb avoir can be used in many situations. We can also use avoir with 3 other very important expressions. So, avoir besoin de quelque chose. So, j'ai besoin d'aller en France. So, I need to go to France. You know, I could say something like that. J'ai envie. Okay, I feel like, so avoir besoin is to need to do something. Avoir envie is to feel like or to want to do something. So, j'ai envie de manger quelque chose avec ma famille. So, I feel like eating something with my family. J'ai envie de manger quelque chose. Or I could say, j'ai l'intention de, so I have the intention of, or I intend to do something. J'ai l'intention de terminer mon travail ce soir. So I have the intention to finish, terminer, mon travail, my work, ce soir, this evening. Okay, we see some example sentences there. J'ai besoin de la voiture. I need the car. J'ai envie de sortir. I feel like going out. Or j'ai l'intention de rentrer à midi. I intend to return or to come back at noon. Okay, so I would like you to invent 3 sentences using these expressions. Besoin de, envie de, l'intention de. So first one, j'ai besoin de. All right, so you come up with your own version of that sentence. What is something that you need? Okay, and then something you feel like doing. Okay, j'ai envie de. What do you feel like doing? And finally, j'ai l'intention de. What do you intend to do? Okay, you can add an activity that you intend to do in that sentence. Okay, and finally we finish with a couple of questions. Tu as besoin de manger? So, do you need to eat? Or tu as envie de manger un sandwich? Okay, so tu as envie de manger? Do you feel like eating a sandwich? Okay, so lots of useful expressions with the verb avoir. Okay, and if you need to kind of refresh your memory about how to conjugate that verb, a really good resource for doing that is a website called verbix.com. That's verbix.com. And that's a great reference or a great website to visit if you want to remember how to conjugate a verb in all its different forms and all the tenses and everything. But starting off with the present tense of avoir is a great place to start. Okay, so I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in video presentation number 4 next week. Au revoir!